next question is related to like E2 visa.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's a question is someone asking like they need your confirm and elaborate like is this the Paragon investment model is suitable for E2 visa?
Yes, it is. The great thing with this model is it's both a private investment, clients really wanted to see strong, stable returns over time, or if they want to qualify for an E2 visa, then it's structured that way as well. And the good thing is the benefits of the model are still the same, right? It's a turnkey product. The clients, all they have to do, is invest, and Paragon will help manage the day-to-day of the business, and assist the client through each step of the process.
So, like, it sounds like the Paragon investment model is a good solution for E2 visa. So, besides the E2 visa, is there any US immigrant program is suitable for this program?
Yeah, so obviously we have the E2, right? And we also, if the client invests enough capital, more capital than for the E2, but they can actually also qualify for EB1C, which can lead them directly to a green card. The EB1C model is a higher investment amount, but what that means is it's a bigger business model, but they're put at the sort of the CEO, they'd be like the company executive level, which would qualify them for an EB1C, which leads to a green card. So there's also that option for clients if they like.
So if they currently like, just for example, like one investor, they invest into E2 visa, so later on, like he want to shift the model to EB5.
Yeah, the great thing with E2 and this model is you can do E2 and EB5 simultaneously. And we have 2 great EB5 projects right now. So the client, if they wanted to, they could do E2 and have the benefits of E2 now. E2 is very quick, maybe 6 months. They can be in the United States and have that over a period of time while investing in EB5. One thing is, there's a longer wait period for EB5 with Vietnamese, but they can mitigate that with doing E2. They can do E2 now, have that for themselves and their children, and then over time they could have an EB5 coming through as well.
Oh, so it's very like, if they invest into E2 visa, but later on they can change the model to EB5.
Yeah, they can change the model or they can do them at the same time.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I think E2 is quite flexible in that, right? You can do E2, EB1C, you could do E2, EB5.
Yeah. So if some investor like they just want to save money, instead of invest into EB5, they can invest to E2 visa and later on in the EB5.
Yeah, they could certainly do that. They could do the E2 and have the strong returns coming in, and they could even sell those properties and keep all their profits. They'll have significant profits over 5 or 10 years, and then put that into an EB5 if they like it.
So talking about the EB5, so what is the advantage between the E2 visa and EB5 visa?
Well, they both have strengths. Obviously, EB5 is a green card pathway. So if the client is looking for U.S. citizenship, then they can do the EB5 model. So it's a tried and true model. Many people have done it successfully. It's very, historically, it's been around for some time and a lot of success track record with that. Obviously, the investment amount for EB5 is much higher than E2, right? E2 is a much more affordable option for clients if they don't have the $900,000 available. They can do an E2 option with the real estate where they both, it's both a strong investment, but they also get the E2 visa alongside that. The other thing with E2 is it's much quicker, right? They'll probably, you'd say 6 to 8 months. Well, for an E2, they'll have to do a second passport, but for the E2 portion, you can say it's maybe 3 to 4 months total for processing, so it's quite fast. So they can get to the United States quite quickly, and then they can be there on the E2 and have the flexibility to come in and out of the country and not be subject to global taxation. But if EB5 is the right model, then it's a pathway as well.
Oh, so I just put in the simple way, like EB5 is more expensive than E2 visa,
Yeah.
and the time process is faster for E2 visa.
That's right.
And then for E2 visa, we can skip the global taxation.
Right. They'll also have stronger, based on our model, they're also going to have stronger financial returns, right? We say for the E2 model, it's 8 to 10% average annual returns. If they're doing a private investment, the single-family home portfolio, if not E2, it's around 10 to 15%. On top of that, you know, they own the properties, right? They're the majority owner of the business. They own the 15 homes in their portfolio that they'll have, right? It's their physical assets. It's their homes. So that's another benefit of the E2, right? Is in that sort of model is they own these properties and they can sell them whenever they like. They can exit the model anytime they like. So there's a lot of flexibility there.
Talking about the cash return, I heard that your cash return into the Paragon investment model is about 10% per year, right?
Yes, for 8 to 10% for the E2 model. For the single-family home portfolio, the private investment, we're looking at around 10 to 15%.
Is it high?
Well, you know, compared to maybe other models out there, it could be higher than what they advertise. But you know, we've done the due diligence, we have experience in this, we have track record, and this is what we have seen over time, over many years of operating business, and we have detailed business model and detailed financial projections showing exactly the returns that they'll see. So we're quite confident in those projections.
Oh, okay. I know that you have invested into more than 1,000 single family house already, right?
Well, we've done 1,000 units, right? So many of the units, we've done multiple single family homes in the United States. But we've also done many units in China as well. So it's not all single-family homes, but it's all that same model where we acquire a unit and we do a rehab and then we either rent it or sell it. So yeah, we're very experienced in that regard.
Oh, it's very interesting for Paragon investment model because I heard that, I know that there's a lot of Vietnamese investors, they really want to invest in the single-family, but the obstacle is finance. They cannot borrow the bank in US. But in join with the Paragon, they can finance.
Yeah, that's a key part of this, and one of the key elements of the client partnering with Paragon is they not only are they leveraging our experience and expertise, but they're also leveraging our financial, our access to capital, our access to finance, right? So for all of these businesses, you know, we're acquiring third-party capital to acquire these homes for the rehab and then for the following either renting or selling of the property. So yeah, it's a huge benefit for the client. If the client, there's no way that the Vietnamese client were to try to do this themselves, they wouldn't be able to do so.
So the next question is do Vietnamese investors participating in this model? Do they have any disadvantage in comparing with PR permanent resident or the US citizen?
Well, you're referring to the E2, correct? You know, there's actually some benefits to the E2 scheme and not being a permanent resident. Obviously, the biggest one is U.S. global taxation, right? They're not a permanent resident in the United States, therefore they're not subject to U.S. global taxation. So that is, you know, so their money in Vietnam or their assets that are accrued in Vietnam, they don't have to pay, you know, U.S. tax on that. So they're relatively safe in that regard. Number two is the flexibility, right? There's no residency requirements. They don't need to stay in America for 6 months or 8 months, right? They can go in and out as they please. So those are really the two biggest benefits.
So that means they can invest in US, like even they stay at Vietnam?
That's correct, yep.
Thank you for answering and very clear and detailed. We really appreciate your time for being here at the today meeting.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. And, you know, I want to say American Plus Group is you guys are a great partner with us, and we're happy to work with you guys. And if any clients have any questions, we'll be happy to answer.
Yeah. Nếu các anh chị có quan tâm và tìm hiểu đến mô hình đầu tư của Paragon thì vui lòng liên hệ tới công ty American Plus Group để được hỗ trợ một cách chi tiết. Xin cảm ơn các anh chị.